Alright, party people. Welcome back to the podcast, back to Tomboy Official. It's around 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I'm headed to the gym. Dude, I recorded this morning when I was getting up. Yet again, the app kind of glitched. This is probably like the third or fourth time it's happened where the app kind of glitched and some reason it didn't save. It shows basically April 15th, 8:36 a.m. or whatever. It shows that twice it looked like it tried to save, and it says it was 26 megabytes, but the audio didn't save, so I don't know what to say. It's not the first time it's happened, but I might, I try to use the app. It's now Spotify podcast app through what was Anchor before, Anchor.fm. I try and use it to record because then, I don't have to take that extra step to upload. But, I don't know. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi cutting out. I don't really know exactly what it is that makes that happen. But I'm a little more energetic now, at least, than when I was recording starting around 8 a.m.-ish, a little after 8 a.m. But basically, I was saying I didn't record yesterday because I noticed there weren't really a lot of people listening to the Day 30 podcast from the day before. I don't think anybody really tuned into it until Friday yesterday, and so I was like, well, let me not record a brand new episode. Maybe people weren't interested, which is fine, and I know that wasn't the best quality episode either, but I'm like, well, people didn't really listen to it on Thursday, and so if nobody listened, I was like, well, it's basically a new episode for Friday anyways. I kind of just counted it that way, so I wasn't really too pressure to do it necessarily. I kind of didn't really, I don't know, and I was like, let me just take the day. But yeah, yesterday was my first day back to the gym. Today is my second day getting back into the gym. I'll see if after there's this, so Saturdays, I don't always, but usually, I mentioned, I grew up in a religion where, there was some form of religious practice during Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. So, the Jewish Sabbath time periods. I know it's a little off because I think in Judaism, some cultures practice Sabbath traditions about an hour before, and I don't know if it's an hour before or an hour after sundown instead of just right on the dot. I can't recall if it's before and after or just before or just after that extra hour. Culturally, I didn't grow up doing it that way, and it wasn't exactly the same exact practices as Judaism, but just the church services and stuff. But basically, and I'm not saying people have to do this. I'm not saying people have to be a religion or go to church or whatever. You guys know how I stand on that. Not everything's for everyone, but basically, I don't really go to church that often like that. If I lived in San Diego, I might attend the Rock. Maybe. I like singing. I like the singing part a lot. I'm not really into that church because they do have some kind of weird LGBT prejudice somewhat. Not they're not outward about it, but I wouldn't necessarily call it an affirming church. I would say they I don't remember because I saw this years ago in one of the bulletins where they had this it wasn't called conversion therapy, but it was kind of along those lines. Like, it was kind of along that idea of, like, if you're having trouble struggling with, you know, homosexuality experiences and thoughts, I don't think it was a support, like a true, like, therapeutic support like that. I think it was like the purpose of that was some kind of supposed ministry to try to, like, help people not be non-straight. That's how I took it. And me and my friends, when we used to go, they used to show these movies and just, like, talk about, like, clips of movies. So we used to go in the summers when they would do that, and my friends were like made it clear that, like, hey, if they start any of that nonsense, we're gonna leave. And so we were kind of open to, like, engaging, but also, like, I'm not gonna buy into all that. I'm not even gonna, like, sit around and, like, act like I'm supporting it. But I do like the music, and just because there's so many service options. But I don't know, it's one of those things that's like a conundrum. It's like when people do stuff I don't believe in, or, like, when they're not really, like, helping the community, like, is it really the best of choices to really, like, support it, even if I'm not financially supporting it? It's like you're still bodies in the seat and stuff and participating. So I don't know, like, that is something that I kind of struggle with, because it's like I like the music, and I'm like, dude, it's free. You can just go and, like, sing really loud and listen to, like, live bands that are, like, really good. And even if it is contemporary, like, Christian church music, it's still, like, basically like a little concert every weekend. So I kind of like that, but it's a Sunday church too, I think, non-denominational. But anyways, like, other than that, and since the Rona, I haven't really gone, I don't think I've gone to any church service other than, like, funeral type stuff. And then I've gone to yeah, so basically what I do, I'll share a little bit about some stuff that I do, but not the whole thing. So basically, my Friday nights, my Saturdays, I tend to try to see what I kind of need for myself. That's one thing I try and, like, pay attention to. And a lot of times I feel like I need just to recover and rest and relax and recharge. And I can do that more easily. I can do that recharging kind of, like, way more easily when I'm, you know, when I just put down, like, a lot of the other stuff. Like, this morning I was cooking breakfast, listening to a little bit of, like, finance news and stuff about, like, the economy and, like, the job market a little bit. But I was like, okay, once I'm done cooking breakfast, I'm not really tuning into this kind of stuff anymore. That's for during the week. I can listen to that any other time. You know, there's nothing usually that anyone can do about anything on weekends anyways. And so I was just kind of like, you know, let me just take this time. And I really enjoy, like, cultural learning. Like, not necessarily always about my own culture sometimes, and then other times, like, about other, like, indigenous groups. Like, right now there's a new video out by Peter Santinello that has Navajo Man. His name is Darwin. So I've talked about it before, maybe. But Navajo Man and Lakota Bay, they have this channel that I like to tune into. They do lives, like, on the weekends sometimes and stuff. And sometimes I go back and watch their lives. I like that he tells stories. So this latest episode, he's talking about skinwalkers a little bit, and then some other kind of ancient, like rock paintings, and some I guess it's called, like, secret sites, like, kind of like spiritual sites and holy sites and different kind of culturally significant sites to, like, Navajos, Hopis, Anasazi groups of people, and just that kind of stuff. I really just value hearing it, because I'm like, I love different cultures. I love learning about different people, and I love how he talks about so many different things that I've never heard of in my life. And my mom was telling me, I think yesterday, she was telling, must have been yesterday, because I haven't really talked to my folks for, like, the whole week. Like, I decided, I'm like, I'll talk to them on the weekends, but like, Monday through Thursday, I don't know, I don't need to talk to them every day. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with not having to have conversations with people every day. It's, like that, I don't really think it's necessary, but especially because I have nothing to say. All I did was study all week. I didn't really do anything. And podcasts, but whatever. But yeah, I like that he kind of gets into stuff like that. He talks about the cultures, about the sites, about the language, about just different belief systems and stuff. And I was interested in the topic of like skinwalkers, and like I kind of like supernatural topics and stuff like that. Like I know it can be a little stressful, but I also kind of just like it. Because, you know, even if I'm not doing like a religion thing or whatever, I still like to think about deeper topics that aren't just stuff that I'm doing during the week, like the regular grind. I like to take my head out of it and, you know, find some value elsewhere, and stuff that I feel like kind of builds up my mind. And one thing I love about learning from other cultures is like sometimes there's just like these nuggets that like I gravitate towards, that, you know, maybe I'm not like looking for a religion or finding a religion or like looking for any kind of like belief system, but sometimes, you know, I learn stuff about different mindset ideas and different ways that people practice, and I'm like, oh, I could probably incorporate something like that, even though I might not fully understand the background of it or like the significance, and I'm not doing it in like a religious way. Like I still value kind of just learning that way. So I do dedicate a lot of my time near what would be like the Sabbath time, or during what would be like the Sabbath time period, to kind of just like delve deeply into topics without being like, you know, distracted by the normal, by the regular grind. Like that can be saved for the week, you know. I can start back with that stuff Saturday night, you know. Like I can spend 24 hours or so just doing whatever. Like last night I got online with some homies, played some video games, played some cards, had a good time. I didn't really go out, but, you know, I still had a good time doing what I did, and it was free. But, yeah, I didn't really record yesterday, but that's kind of what I'm up to today. And I'll see if I have energy or don't need the bathroom in a weird way, because I had a pre-workout, and sometimes it kind of starts taking the poops out of me. So if I'm not feeling like some weird bowel situation, I'm gonna make an effort to dang, the parking's tight today. Yeah, I'm gonna basically try and kind of I'll see what I do. I'll see if I go to that outdoor site. If I don't do it today, I might do it tomorrow. Tomorrow morning I'm debating it might be a shroom microdose day, but I'm not too sure yet. But it's not going to be today because I already ate breakfast. And I thought about it before, but I was like, well, I want to go to the gym, and I don't want to be driving, and I don't know, shrooms give me, even microdoses kind of give me a little bit of intestinal issue, and I was like, I don't really know. I don't want to deal with that right at the moment. So, yeah, I'm trying to be patient with things. I feel a lot better though, like, you know, even in the few hours of this morning, you know, just shifting my focus off from the normal stuff, because it's easy to get stressed out about everything. It's really unnecessary though to have to be in the stress all week and all day every day. There's a time where I think it's okay to shut it off. Right, so about 14 minutes it took to get to the gym and parked. Not bad. I'm going to this different gym today, because yesterday the gym was weird. I'll see if I post this while I'm at the gym. If not, I might record on the way home. I'm going to listen to some stuff, like the content I said. I'm going to listen to some of that while I'm at the gym, and then just hang out and have a good time there and be in my own world, and with that, thanks for listening.